Hello, beautiful souls. Find a soft corner just for you. Wrap your hands around something warm, open your journal, and join me for a tender moment of renewal. Hi, I'm Carrie, and you're listening to a gentle guided journaling moment. I'm really glad you're here. Today we're exploring a quiet journaling practice that has truly supported me during tough times. Let's settle in and let this gentle moment guide us. Hello and welcome. I'm really glad you're here. Before we begin, I want you to know that this episode is part of a short series inspired by a quiet journaling practice I've created called Moments That Matter, and a companion, private Facebook group where we're moving through the practice together over 30 days. You don't need the journal or the group to listen or benefit from this episode. Everything I share here stands on its own. But I'll let you know later where to find them if they feel supportive. If you're listening while caring for others, caring a lot, or feeling quietly overwhelmed, you're in the right place. You don't need to do anything while you listen. Just let this be a few minutes where nothing is required of you. Let's begin. I want to start this series with a simple idea, one that has shaped the way I journal, the way I move through my days, and honestly, the way I survive harder seasons of life. Sometimes life doesn't need to be fixed. It needs to be made small enough to hold. When we're overwhelmed, our instinct is often to zoom out, to figure everything out, to plan, to solve, to get perspective. But for many of us, especially sensitive people, caregivers, and those carrying emotional weight, zooming out actually makes things worse. It asks our nervous system to hold more than it can. What helps instead is zooming in, making the day smaller, making the questions gentler, making the expectations softer. That's where journaling can become supportive, rather than overwhelming. Not as a place to process everything, but as a place to land. One of the first prompts in the Moments That Matter journal, and the one I return to most often, is incredibly simple. Today, I'm feeling not why, not what I should do about it, just what's here. We often skip this step because it feels obvious or unnecessary, but naming how we feel is one of the fastest ways to reduce internal pressure. When a feeling is named, it doesn't have to shout anymore. You might notice today's feeling is tired, scattered, tender, numb, calm, or a mix of things you don't quite have words for. All of it is allowed. And here's something important. You don't need to be accurate. You just need to be honest enough. Even something like, I'm feeling off, or I'm not sure how I'm feeling, counts. Each page in the journal also includes one small, unique daily question. And I want to talk about how to approach that, because this is where many people accidentally make journaling harder than it needs to be. That question is not an assignment. It's not a test. It's not something you need to answer well. It's simply an invitation to notice one small thing about your day. Some days, the question will open something meaningful. Other days, you might answer it with one sentence, or skip it entirely. That's not failure. That's listening. If all you do on a given day is write, "Today I'm feeling tired," and close the journal, that is still a complete practice, because you showed up and you told the truth. One of the biggest myths about journaling is that it's meant to give us clarity. Often, its real gift is containment, a place where your feelings don't have to spill everywhere, a place where the day can be held gently instead of carried endlessly. When life feels like too much, the goal isn't insight, it's steadiness. And steadiness comes from making things small enough to touch. One feeling, one question, one page. If you'd like, here's a simple way to use today's reflection. Whether you're using the Moments That Matter journal, another notebook, or just holding the question quietly. At some point today, pause and write. Today, I'm feeling, let yourself stop there if that's all you have. If you want to go a little further, glance at the day's question and respond in the simplest way possible. No fixing, no polishing, no catching up, just noticing. I also want to share, gently, that if you'd like to practice this kind of journaling alongside others, there's a quiet private Facebook group called Moments That Matter, a 30-day practice. It's intentionally low pressure. You don't need to post to belong. Missed days are welcome. Short reflections are enough. Reading quietly counts as participation. Each day, I share a small prompt or reflection to go with the journal. Nothing overwhelming, nothing to keep up with. It's simply a place to slow down, breathe, and reconnect with what matters, one small moment at a time. I'll include the link to the free journal and the group in the show notes so you can explore if and when it feels right. This is the heart of the Moments That Matter practice, Not doing more, but doing less with intention. In the next episode, we'll talk about noticing what's already supporting you, gratitude, and small wins, in a way that doesn't dismiss how hard things can be. For now, thank you for being here, for listening, for making space. I hope today holds at least one small moment that matters. This has been a gentle guided journaling moment with me, Carrie. Thank you for joining in this reflective space where simplicity meets sincerity. For more details and any reference links mentioned along the way, please check out the show notes. Stay tuned for our next session where we explore gratitude in our daily lives. And until then, keep finding those tiny moments that truly matter.